Okay, why is that wrong? What's up, guys? I'm gonna start a build here shortly, but I'm gonna try to figure out why my FPS, for my webcam at least, is lower than it should be. Nice, Tina. Ha! You're funny. That's funny. Whoops. Why is resizing things so annoying? That's probably good enough. That looks a little bit more 60 FPS to me. Or maybe 30, you know, for the cinematic feels. Alright, how does this look? This looks pretty good too, right? For all that, it's nice to see a good Brian stream. Yeah, heck yeah. Thanks, man. Huey went to take a nap. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stream myself then. Still just setting up some stuff. Sorry, guys. Posted to Reddit. Hopefully, you know, a couple people see it there. It'll probably get downvoted to hell, like normal. But hey, man, life goes on. More like Fewy. Wow, nice. Fewy. How are the audio levels, guys? Do I sound too loud? Is the music okay in relation to my voice? Top Clack has haters? Everyone has haters, man. Everyone has haters. No matter what I do, people will always hate me. Because that's the internet. For real though, guys, audio check. Things sound too loud, too quiet, my voice or the music. Maybe a hair too loud on voice. Okay. I'm gonna move my mic a little bit farther away. Hopefully that'll help. If that's still too loud, let me know and I'll adjust it manually. I'm just kind of chilling, fixing stuff while waiting for people to gather amongst me. That's good. Alright. Music is fine. Voice can go a little bit down, but it's all good. Alrighty then. I will turn my voice down just a hair. 2.5 decibels to be precise. Let me know how that is now. Ooh. Ah. I got a Canoe here. It's my first time building a Canoe. Both the keyboard and the aquatic vessel. Advanced play. I'm going to use this foam mat for a pad. Oh, there goes the bot in Discord. Bam, there we go. Everyone's gonna clamor in here and either tell me how much they love me or how much they hate me. This is my first time really unboxing this stuff too, so I'm just kind of checking out. Oh, this is interesting. Check out this little the nub for the USB on this PCB. It comes out pretty far. Kind of interesting. That's a really odd color for a keyboard PCB, I feel like. Hiya! How you guys doing tonight? Okay, that's pretty clean. Looks like this customer of mine opted for a black Canoe. Is what this looks like with the some kind of. It's definitely blue, maybe cyan. Is that cyan? I don't know. You guys know I'm colorblind. Looks fairly cyan to me. I want a Canoe as well. This is actually not mine. Unfortunately, this is a build for a customer. And this gentleman opted for box navies, the updated versions that, you know, won't destroy all your keycaps, as well as Zeal stabilizers. Looks cyan. Yeah, you guys, like even through the stream, through all the compression, you guys probably know what color this is way more than I do. I would guess cyan, though. Alrighty then. So as I typically do, I'm going to go ahead and start with the PCB and stabilizers. Such good meat. Are you talking about me? I'm pretty good meat, right? No, that says, I mean, we know you're colorblind, but we didn't know how badly until last night. Yeah. I honestly believe, like, I had them side by side on my monitor before the stream last night. The GMK Mint Dolch and the upcoming GMK Nautilus Nightmares. And I would be honest, they look almost identical to me. Like, I didn't think I was that colorblind, but apparently I am. Yeah, everyone was giving me crap for it. Rightly so, I mean, if I'm that wrong, then I have no problems being called on it. So I got some screws here. I'm assuming these are for the plate. Guess I won't really know until I open this bad mamma jamma up. I gotta double check to make sure I have this guy's layout correct. You want 7U spacebar with 1.5, 1, 1.5, 7, 1.5. Is that a thing? Oh, because there's a blocker there, that's right. Okay. Got it. Getting fancy over here using Zeal stabs. Just finished watching the VOD. It was a fun episode. We didn't have a guest, but honestly, sometimes I kind of prefer that. I like it both ways, but sometimes it's kind of fun to just have Huey and myself. I don't know if it makes it for a less watchable episode for you guys, but I definitely have fun either way. Alright, so it looks like I'm forced into normal backspace, which is totally fine. Stepped caps is what he wants. I can do that. Cool. Zeal stabs that good? I think they're the best stabs that you can get. They're just expensive. Like I almost never use them because they're expensive, and I don't think they're proportionally better than, for instance, GMK screw-in for how much more money they cost. I think they're very good. Because of the tolerances and the way that they're designed, they don't bottom out quite the same way, not quite as much as GMK or Cherry, for instance. And the tolerances are a bit thicker, wires are a bit thicker, there's a little bit less space in the insert for like the wire tips, so it's a really clean, pristine, like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like a really nice, clean press down, and there's like no rattle because of the tolerances. Like there's nowhere for the wire to shake around because like it's already touching everywhere. Just ordered $30 of Enjoy PBT stabs. How many stabs does that get you? I imagine those are fairly budget friendly. Your Keycap twins? Heck yeah, man. Solarized Dark represent. Underrated, my dudes. I need some more super lube. Ooh. This is food grade, guys. I didn't even know this was food grade. That's kind of interesting. I don't know why that's interesting, but it is. Enjoy PBT stabs are about the same price, huh? You'll have to. Someone will have to let me know if they're any better or worse. Because I would like to try some. Maybe I'll order some as well. Oh, there we are. Hello, hello. Just hanging, chilling, building. How many stabs do I need for this? I need left shift, backspace, enter, space, 4. Okay. God, I think my upstairs neighbors are dying. It's like they're jumping up and down on the floor. Living in an apartment is not very fun sometimes. Yep, Zeal launched the group buy for the Helios. If anyone was curious, check that out. They're a silent linear. Basically a silent Helio as far as I'm concerned. Though I haven't tried them yet. Clack is supposed to be getting samples. Hopefully in a not too distant future. Then we can, you know, check those out, and hopefully they're pretty good. I'm always really skeptical about silent switches. I've never really tried a good silent switch. Like, MX Silence are pretty good, but that's like a combo switch, you know? It involves multiple things and, you know, lubing to be, like, pretty good. I'd like to see, like, a good stock linear. One that's, like, smooth, the tolerances are good, like, it's silent, but doesn't, you know, give you that scratchy feel or, like, a mushy bottom out. I too hope it doesn't have the bottom out squish. That would make me the sad. So I am going to lube these a little bit, even though Zeal stabs don't really need it. I'm just going to lube a couple key areas inside the wire, then also where the wire clips in. Because I really don't think that going the full lube job like I normally do on GMK stabs is very needed here. Hey, Dead Encryption, what's up, buddy? Hope you are doing well. Hope all of you are doing well. Unless you don't want to be doing well, then I hope you're doing however you want to be. Need a switch to put in the E7 V1. Wow, fancy. What were your options? Box Royals or Zelios? It's tough. I haven't tried the new Zelios yet. So if you guys missed last night's episode of Top Clack, or you just weren't aware in general, Zeal is completely redoing his Zelios product line. The leaf and the stems are totally going to be redesigned. So that's kind of interesting. So the idea is it's going to be more tactile because, you know, people are into that, while still retaining that smoothness, hopefully. Supposed to be getting samples of those as well. Why the redesign? I thought people liked them a lot. That's a really good question. I I generally agree that most people probably are okay with Zelios, but see, I think that's the problem. So when Zelios launched, you know, back in what, 2015, 2016. I don't remember. It was either 2 or 3 years ago. But when those came out, you know, it was actually like an insane switch, because there was nothing else to compete with it. I mean, nowadays you have so many switches. You know, Kale has just put out like what seems like 100 different switches lately, and that's cool. And they do a lot of cool things, especially with Mike of Novel Keys, you know, heading a lot of these interesting new Switch projects, or Input Club doing some of them as well. It's like the Hakos and the Royals and stuff. Like there's so many new Switches and so much variety on the market that like it's really hard for the humble Zelio to continue standing out. I think it does still stand out, and it is a good Switch in its own right, but I think maybe Zeal probably just feels like it could be a little bit better, and he needs to, you know, amp up something to start like competing heavier with a lot of the stuff that's already on the market. But like I was saying, you know, when Zelios came out, there was no competition. Like, people either used Ergo Clears, which was like the only other tactile people really used, aside from MX Browns, because this was during a time where, you know, cherry switches still dominated the market. Gateron had like pretty much just came out, and you know, they were doing a lot of cool things as well. And obviously, Zeo went through Gateron to do the Zelios, and it was just like it was unlike any other Switch, barring maybe an Ergo Clear, but you know, still kind of a different overall feel. So that's pretty much what happened. So, not that Zelios are irrelevant or anything by any means, but you know, they don't stand out as they used to. People probably feel that they're a little bit more forgettable than they used to be. Oops, that's backwards. But yeah, I mean, as far as tactile switches go, the general consumer just wants more bump, which I don't necessarily agree with. But you know, a lot of people are just like, you know, we want tactile switches that are outrageously tactile. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. I just don't necessarily agree with it. For me, I care more about the style of bump, like how interesting the bump is, how smooth the switch is, like other things like that. Like, to me, just like larger bump doesn't necessarily make a tactile switch better. But I'm in the minority. Most people prefer larger bumps, and you know, there's not much else going on there. And that's fine. But yeah, presumably more tactile. Blindberry says, "Hey there, I'm also torn on what to put in my new build. I have a round 2 KBD 8X coming in pretty soon, and I'm torn between Zelios 67 gram or Mod Switch. What is your preference?" I haven't used Mod Switches since they came out, and I was not terribly impressed with them. So immediately I would think Zelios, but a lot of people have been enjoying mod switches lately, and I haven't tried anything from like a more recent batch. So it's hard for me to answer that. But I also haven't tried the new Zelios that are coming out. And, you know, all the Zelios will be redesigned. It's not just a specific weight like it was during round 8, where the 67 and 78 grams saw a spring change, but nothing else did. So that's tough. I mean, right off the top of my head, I would have to say I prefer Zelios over mod switches. But, you know, one might be better barring, like, specific circumstances or what your preferences on tactility are. But either way, it's like it's hard to know because the Zelios, the updated Zelios, the V2, like they haven't come out yet. So I don't know. I have no idea like what you're going to be getting if you get Zelios right now, joining that group buy, you know. Zelio is smoother, IMO? Yep. Zelio is definitely smoother than Mod Switch, and to me, that's a big deal. Smoothness is a big factor for me when it comes to switches. Might not be for you, but it is for me. So that's definitely a defining quality of a good switch. And a deciding factor for me. I also kind of just generally prefer the style of tactility on Zelios more than Mod. Mod might be a slightly more tactile experience, historically speaking, but I think Zelios have a bit more of like a rounder, smoother, more enticing bump to me, whereas Mod feel, while maybe a little bit bigger, it feels a bit more jarring of a bump. That might just be my personal experience, though. Zeal, where are those silent linears? He's got them up for group buy, man. He's calling them Helios. They're orange. Oops, got this backwards. Yeah, those are coming soon. The next round, I believe. Yep, I'm also excited for the new stuff. Not a fan of the name, the Helios. Yeah, I think it's a play on Helios, the Greek god of the sun, I think, which is probably why they're like a deep orange. Yeah, I'm not in love with the name, but I don't hate it either. Map Dev's asking, when's Top Clack going to get V2 Zelio samples? I don't know. Huey and I were talking to Zeal last night about it. We don't have an exact date nailed down, but hopefully soon, like within the next couple weeks. But not 100% sure yet. Go ahead and put these stabilizers in, then give them a little test. Anorak, hey man, how you doing? Freebirth OW says, I ran some navies for a couple months, but went back to Halo Trues 2 nights ago on one board. I liked the deep click, but had some double key pressing. I don't think my typing could properly type on them. Most commonly saw double spaces. Interesting. I haven't had that issue with my navies or jades. Piranha 13 says, Zelios V2 sounds nice, and I'd like to try, but shipping a batch to Singapore from Zeal costs $33 US with tracking. That's a tough pill to swallow, man. I wish, like, Zeal shipping's pretty good. At least here in America, obviously, like, everything he sends out is like overnight shipping, and it's $15, I think, if it's in the US. I wish he had a cheaper shipping option available for people to choose from, even if it takes like way longer. Like, I think it'd be cool to have like a, you know, like a $5 option or something, even if it takes like a week to get to me, or 2 weeks maybe at some cases. Yeah, I mean, thankfully, he does outsource a little bit to some other proxies. I know KBD fans had them for a while, and probably still does. I think AliExpress even sold Zelios for a little while. You know, maybe Massdrop might be an option for you as well, since they often do runs of them. Come on, go in the hole. Zeal explains the shipping on his website. Too many lost packages and issues using cheaper shipping. Yeah, I get that. I mean, Zeal fancies himself a very premium company, and he doesn't want to ever have any like issues, so he just uses what is basically the best of the best. And it sucks because, well, I mean, it's good, but it sucks for some consumers because, you know, we have to pay that price. Alright, let's put a couple switches in here to test. I'm going to steal some caps from this board because that's pretty easy. Also want to get a PCB mount switch to test this out with. Hey look, here's a couple PCB mount switches. I'm a little bent on Massdrop right now. Still haven't received any shipping notification for /dev/TTY. And they were supposed to all be shipped by today. That is indeed a bummer. It is indeed a bummer. Sorry guys, I just gotta be quiet for a second so I can test these. Make sure they feel and sound the way I want them to. Looks like I messed that one up. There we go. Some of the orders were backlogged. Yeah. You know, what are you gonna do at that point? Freebirth OW gets it, quote unquote, it's mass drop. Sometimes mass drop's really cool. Sometimes they just can't quite hit the deadlines, you know? It's unfortunately how group buys often work. What's the HHKB-esque board on the right? This is a Noctuary X60. They got Holy Pandas in here. Spacebar switch is just a lubed 78 gram MX Silent. And then Solarized Dark on that. Okay, I'm not 100% happy with the left side of these two stabs, so I'm gonna beef them up a little bit. Is Erica shipping soon? Nice. That's cool. That actually seemed kind of fast. I don't really remember when it was though. Yeah, I do like Solarized Dark. Is the screwed in stabs better? I mean, it's kind of preference, but I think they are. Because you never have to run the risk of like accidentally pulling out one of your stabs when you take off a keycap or something, which does totally happen. Sometimes. It's definitely happened to me in the past. It's pretty awful. I do like Sir, her colorway. Yeah, it is pretty good. Not offering... Wait. Metaverse could have been a good set. So much potential. Not offering alphas without sub-legends ruined it for me. Interesting. Yeah. I can see that. Some people don't like all those, like, super busy caps, man. Like, I like it either way, but it is weird to not have the option. But it's tough for the designer, too, right? Because, like, that's, like, his vision. Like, that's what the set makes sense with. Like, that fits the theme of the set. So, I mean, I can kind of understand it. Just like, you know, how I lost my mind when GMK Olivia didn't have an alpha-colored spacebar in the base kit. It only had the accent spacebar, which I thought was the silliest thing ever. But, you know, it's her call and it's her vision. Yeah, Serica did the same thing, right? They didn't offer normal legends, right? You could only get it with the Hiragana sub-legends, if I recall. Which is just such a weird thing. Never accidentally pull out. I don't even think I have any sets anymore with sub-legends. What's up, Tech Fresh? How you doing, my dude? I'm just trying to get some stabs properly tuned here. Alright. That's better. That little USB foot looks so fragile. Nah, I mean, it's probably pretty stable, honestly. I mean, I don't plan on, like, smacking it around on things or whatever. Plate, where you be? Here we go. Got box navies for this one. The updated ones. I wish the updated ones were PCB mount. Come on, man. Can the brother get some PCB mount Kales? You like the custom PCB for the Canoe? Really? I'm not a big fan. I don't know why. I don't really care for that color. Oof, these Kales are a tight fit on this plate. Did you get on the DC-60? I did not. I did not. Not that it doesn't look like a good value product or anything. I just did not. They're tight in most plates? Yeah, that's true. Usually not quite this tight though. This is gonna be very fun, boys and girls, potentially. Once I get some of these in, it should get a little bit easier. Check for interference with the click bar and not returning. That's a really good tip, by the way. Seems good so far, but of course, we will test more as time goes on. They are rough in the Tofu HHKB. I have the Tofu wind keyless version coming. I think it's supposed to be this month. Wow, a lot of these have really bent pins. That's not usually how it is for me in box switches. Hopefully around September 21st. That makes sense. Oh my god, all these are just bent. It's a great board, huh? Yeah, I was in on the HHKB version, Tofu HHKB, and I liked it, but then I saw the wind keyless got announced, and I was like, I want that instead. So I canceled my HHKB order and picked up the wind keyless version. Because yes. So how is everyone doing tonight? Anything crazy going on? Inside or outside of keyboards? Obviously, on a Friday night, you're here watching me build a keyboard. So, you know, clearly none of us have very exciting social lives. QXP is shipping soon? Oh man, is there a link? You got proof? You got proof? I talked to Quantric recently, and he said they were shipping to him very soon, so hopefully that that is true. Quant updated his thread. Oh my god, I've been checking that thread for months and I haven't seen an update yet. That's so cool. Fantastic. I'll have to check that out. Ooh, I like this song. What is this? Heck yeah. So, are the QXPs in his hands now? Or are they still shipping to him? Still shipping to him. Alright, fair enough. Wow, look at... Come on, man. Look at this. How do they even... like, come that bent? How is this a thing? Don't understand, man. But that ish feels bad. There's another one! The same thing! It's bent all the way down to the housing. Come on, man. How are these so fragile? So what do you guys think of Zeal updating the Zelios, honestly? Do you think Zelios were totally fine the way they were, or do you think they were bad? Do you think they were uninteresting compared to other things that are going on in the community right now? Do you think they needed an update? Is the update something you're actually looking forward to, or are you like, maybe you didn't care for them before, but you're willing to try them again? I'm curious to know the community's reception of the updated Zelios. Corbin Dallas asking if I pre-ordered a pack of Novelias when they ran. I did not, actually. Kind of regret not doing it, but, you know, it's the way it is. We'll rate on review samples and see what Top Clack thinks about the V2 Zelios. Hey man, totally. That is also a respectable course of action. Zelios feel okay, with the sound need improvement? I'd be interested to see Zeal attempt the all-black housing version, because for those that aren't aware, Gateron does actually have an all-black housing variant of their switches. And I think they're pretty interesting. I'd be curious to see how those might turn out sounding. Meldit says, I think it was necessary to continue charging the prices he needed to, or the community would eventually have moved away from them. Doing this before that happens allows him to maintain some type of reputation. That's a very good point, yeah. Zealios have always been quite expensive, as are most Zeal products. So he's got to keep innovating, making sure he's a little bit ahead of the curve. This plate is so tight. Better springs as well. Yeah, a lot of people have issues with Zeal springs. Pluto19 says, I thought V2 was unnecessary. Fair enough. Is that Solarized Dark? Yeah, this is Solarized Dark. Oui. Damn, I'm tempted to pay Keycap top dollar. It looks so good. Does he even have them in stock? It's been a long time since I've looked at Keycap store. I don't think V2 is getting better springs. It'll probably be the same springs. I haven't been told they're changed. He told me the stem is redesigned and the leaf is redesigned, which leads me to believe that everything else is the housing and the spring are probably still the same. It is hard for some people to justify that premium. MapDev asks, anyone know of a good 60% endgame type of board coming up this fall/winter? Huh. It's hard to know when boards are going to launch. Like, they usually just launch when they launch, and you don't really know, except for if the interest check is so good that, you know, they actually set a launch date, which doesn't usually happen. Usually you kind of just have to, like, be on the ball with keeping up with news, which, if you watch Top Clack, you'll already be in that circle of news. G60 looks promising, says TechFresh. Totally. Come on, man. These are both just spent, like, all the way back. Like, what the heck? But yeah, the G60 looks really fascinating, in my opinion. Aquaria, also very, very cool. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'll try to be getting in on that one. Not a fan of the G60 case. Fair enough. It's definitely an homage to older vintage Cherry stuff. And that's definitely a very love it or hate it affair, depending on who you are. What's the keyboard in front of you? This is an X60. Noctuary X60. Colored mods of the Solarized Dark? Yeah, these are the accent ones. The enter and escape are my accent. Or do you mean the colored mods as in like the rainbow CMY ones or whatever they are? Because I would pass on that personally. I am not a fan of that. I cannot believe how long it's taking me to put these switches in this plate. This is almost as obnoxious as the PBT plate on the Salamander. This may be a little bit less so. GMK 100 byte. That's pretty hardcore, man. It's pretty hardcore. But hey, nothing wrong with liking what you like. That's why you needed the mono mods on Oblivion. I totally agree. Love them mono mods. Yeah, I couldn't do the rainbow stuff. I don't get off. I don't get off on that, man. Pluto19 asks, having way better knowledge in this hobby than myself, effectively, how much smoother are Zeal's bottoms compared to Alias bottom housings? I've never really tested them side by side, like, in a controlled environment to see which one is better. The only scenario where I think I might be able to comment on this is I have MX Xylants that are using Alias bottoms, and I've also used MX Xylants using the Zeal bottoms. I did not notice a difference personally. So if there is a difference, to me, at least in that situation, it was negligible enough to not affect anything to me. One Save Gaming, thank you so much for that Twitch Prime sub. Speaking of Twitch Prime, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you also have free Twitch Prime. And, you know, that lets you subscribe to a Twitch channel for, well, as long as you want. But for a month or so, at least. You can help out Top Clack by, you know, throwing that our way, if that's something you're interested in. Doesn't cost you anything if you're not already supporting a channel. If you already also are supporting a channel that you like better than us, then, you know, no harm, no foul. I respect that. But, you know, just consider it. Getting closer, boys. Getting closer. Need to test this bottom row. Have I tried the Novel Keys cream switches? Yeah, I actually have some right here. I had them in the Lumina prototype that I was borrowing for a little bit, but I had to send that back. So yeah, now I have some cream switches I need to find a home for. Haven't quite decided what I want to put them in yet, but I'll find something. I'll find something. Sushimi, what's up, buddy? You think I would have this memorized by now? I think it's all the inside possibilities for windkeyless bottom row. I think. Nick3027, thank you so much for this Twitch Prime sub. Greatly appreciate that, man. Nebulet saying, put them in the mail to me, referring to cream switches. I don't know, maybe I don't know if I'm quite that nice. Alright. Hooray! Looks good. Oops. What's my opinion on the creams? They're a very interesting switch. So, are they smooth? Yes. But it's kind of different also. It's very different. So they are smooth, but there is like a little bit of what I don't call scratchiness. I call like grip. It's like leather on leather almost if you press too slow. Like you can feel the palm rubbing together like on itself, and it's very strange, but it's not like scratchy in the same way like a Cherry MX Red might be. However, I only notice that at all when I press like way too slow. If I'm actually typing on them, they feel very, very, very smooth and fantastic, and they sound good as well. So I think overall the Switch is definitely a win. Alright. I'm gonna make sure that these are all the way in, since I had quite a battle with this plate. Make sure these are all in and straight. For any of you that are ever wondering what the heck I'm doing right now, I'm eyeing down like the line of the switches themselves to make sure they're like all straight, and if there's any kind of imperfections, it's a lot easier to see them this way. Pro tip. There we go. This one's all sorts of messed up. How's it been going? Looks like Box Navy's in there. Yes, these are most certainly Box Navy switches. I'm a big fan of them. I think they're pretty good. Nice clicky. Good weight. What do I recommend for linear switches? Oh boy. If you can manage to find PCB mount retooled blacks on arrow.com when they're 20 cents each, I think that is a really, really, really good pickup, because they're pretty smooth. After a little bit of breaking in some lube, they're definitely nice and smooth. They sound great, and 20 cents a switch, can't really complain. If you're just going for like balls to the wall, you want the smoothest switch possible right now, Telios are usually my recommendation. The new box linears, the updated ones with the new stems, like the box yellows, for example, box blacks, and box reds. I think those are all pretty good. And definitely check out the creams, man. Check out the creams when they come out. I really suggest everyone buy some of these. You can get them on Novel Keys once they're there in the next month or two. Make sure to use promo code TOPClack, get you 5% off. I swear I'm not just shilling the switches either, like they're actually pretty good. Alright, looking nice and straight here. I'm a little worried about this this particular spot. Anybody who's a veteran builder will tell you that you know, this spot on a universal plate with a plate mount switch is kind of a nightmare. You can't really tell. You might be able to. It's actually kind of curved right there, so the switch is actually crooked. And for some reason, it's a pain in the absolute ass to correct it. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just really good. Or really bad. That looks a lot better. Well, okay, so sometimes it can be a nightmare. Alright, that's pretty good. How about mail them to you? Why does everyone... I'm not mailing creams to anyone. Probably. I might, but probably not. But we'll see. Is there anything else I need to do on them, or just keep them stock for both GAT yellows and retooled blacks? I mean, that's totally up to you. I suggest breaking them in and lubing them. My preference is a lighter oil, something like 104 GPL or 105. A lot of people like that Tribusys 3204. For me, it's generally a little too heavy, but, you know, some people are into that. Some people like it heavy. Alright, I am satisfied with this. I'm gonna make sure all the pins are through on the PCB. This one has a bent pin on it, so I'm going to replace that one. Or fix the pin, obviously. You like the look of the Canoe? Yeah, I do too, honestly. PMS and Chicken, thanks for all the bits, man. Thanks for filling up my cup. Alright, looks like I am in business. So now I can actually begin soldering, since it's been like 400 years since I started building this. Got linears were the first linears you went to after being 100% tactile for a long time. Cat yellows are good. It's tried and true. People like them. The spring is great. It's interesting. It's a good switch, man. It's smooth. It's accessible. It's cheap. Lube Gat yellows are quite nice. Yeah, Lube Gat yellows, those were some of the first switches I lubed. Alright boys, time to do a little soldering with the patented top Clack air filter. Smart mod. Oh, you forgot to use the code when you bought off Novel Keys? Come on, man. You gotta use that promo code. Not that it does anything for us, but, you know, saves you a little bit of money. Does anybody know what is used to program a Canoe PCB? I actually don't know. Ryan's budget face mask. How's the top Clack shirt with the built-in air filter coming along? Man, I forgot about that. That should, that really needs to be a thing. Speaking of, I'm actually going to open my window. maybe I won't die quite as fast if I have some kind of ventilation, right? That's how it works. Anyone else bothered by that line on the face cam? There's a line on the face cam? What line? My headphone cable? It went away. What? Are you trolling me? You know how I feel about trolls. Just a little PB, no biggie. A little PB. What's that? Peanut butter? Personal best? Peanut butter, right? Peanut butter scented solder? That's how that works? Plum bum. God damn, this homemade kombucha stinks. You made homemade kombucha? Nice. I mean, kombucha never really smells that great, in my opinion. With that said, I drink it anyways. I have Alias switches just sitting around unused. Are they any good for anything else? Sorry for all the questions for the addiction. Like Verminderon says, just, yeah, MX Silence are pretty pretty good method. Get some MX silent black stems, or silent red stems, or whatever. Throw those babies in there, lube them up a little bit. But you'll have yourself a very smooth, very quiet switch. Which, while I'm not personally a fan of all that silence, a lot of people are. Almost done soldering, boys. Last row, guys. Alright, I believe that's all of it. Didn't this song just play? Is it really on this playlist twice? Oh, it totally... Or... Yeah, it is. I'm gonna skip that. Alrighty. Looking pretty good so far. That's cyan with the navy. A couple shades of blue, and then this very differently colored PCB. Alright. Let's take a look at this case. Figure out what we're doing here. He's not magnetic. They're not. That's a bummer. Come on, get out of there. Alright, how exactly does this work? Looks like it's not exactly a top mount, more of a sandwich. Come on, you stupid bag, open. Holy crap, what is this bag? This is the hardest bag I've ever opened. Here we go. On today's episode of Build Stream, Quakeums can't open a plastic bag. So these ones are longer, those ones are a little bit shorter, those must be the bottom, those must be the top. I'm assuming these ones are for the plate. I have little idea what this little acrylic nub is for, but it probably goes to these LEDs in here. Yep, that looks about right. It's a bit of a tight fit though, you guys know what I'm saying? Oh. There we go. Okay. So this is actually a very interesting kind of mounting setup. Something I definitely wasn't expecting. There are tons and tons of screws of different sizes. I'm gonna guess these ones are for... Okay. These ones are probably for the plate. Of course, they're a different size too, like size hex, because you know why wouldn't it? That's so odd. Is this really correct? These screws are massive, like the tops are so bulky. But I think this is correct. I guess we'll soon find out if I'm doing this wrong or not. Right. Assuming this is right, there's little cutouts here that allow the huge tops of the screw to just kind of sit. Alright, apparently that is right. That still seems very strange to me, but I guess it works. Can't take your eyes off what? Solarized Dark? Solarized Dark's pretty nice, dude. What cap should I put on this, guys? Actually, Solarized Dark could look really good on this, because it already has the black and cyan going on anyways. Would that actually make the most sense? What do you think, guys? Do you think Solarized Dark? Think that would go well? That'd be a nice match. I think it would. Other options, I have Hyperfuse Redux, maybe a bit light, but could work. Oblivion is also an option. Just cleaning up the bottom of this real quick. There's like a little bit of gunk on part of the weight. Oblivion Mono, yeah, I have Oblivion Mono, Legends for the mods, the mono-colored ones. Hyperfuse Redux. I have Solarized Dark, of course. Trying to think of what else I have that would actually not look bad on this. Honestly, I think Solarized Dark is really the way to go here. The black and cyan already. Do Solarized first. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards as well. Let me just clean up my area a little bit here. Yeah, I am definitely leaning towards Solarized personally. And hey, like most of the keys are already right here, which is pretty helpful. Cools down pretty quick. Are there bump-ons that came with this? I feel like there were not. Bump-ons anywhere? No? Do canoes just not come with bump-ons? Is that like a thing? No bump-ons, I guess. Canoe comes with black bump-ons? This one did not. Unless I'm blind, I went through everything. Nothing in any of the bags. Well, if it's supposed to come with bump-ons, this one did not. But that is not my fault. Nor do I personally need them. Are they already on? No. I mean, the board slides around quite a bit. Yeah. Like... hopefully, you know, my keycaps are going to be okay with these box switches. I'm down to take the risks. That sounds like fun, right? Are these retooled boxes? Yes. From what I have been told, the customer that sent these to me, he did say they are the retooled new ones. So I should be good. Man, box navies are such a cool switch. By the way, both 001 Anthony and Top Clack are doing a build stream with box navies in parallel. Wow, that's pretty funny. Totally unplanned. He's streaming right now, isn't he? I tried to time this stream to start before, or to end before he started, because I thought he starts at like 9:45 or something. I mean, even if the guy doesn't care for me, I like to try to time streams around so that way people can watch him. I guess I didn't start early enough today. I started a little bit later than I was anticipating, and I wasn't expected to fight the plate that long. But you know, that's how keyboards generally go. I think most of the bad batches are filtered out of the community by now, right? It's hard to say. I mean, if you order from Novel Keys, he has Like, he has the information there, like, whether you're buying new ones or old ones. Like, I think he actually has a specific section for the old switches in case anyone does want to buy them at, I think, a discounted price. Anthony as top Clack guest? I'd have no problems with that. I don't think he would want to. But I would totally be very okay with that. People are still selling. Well, yeah, like people are still selling box switches like secondhand, often for very good prices. So, like if you don't plan on using like GMK, for example, you know, maybe you use something like Enjoy PBT or you know something that has been pretty much proven not to have issues with the older box switches. Then hey, you can pick up something nice, like a good deal on something. I'm sure there's a story there about him not liking Brian. Yeah. Kind of. Like, a year ago or 2 years ago, I made a really stupid comment that I totally regret. Yeah, story time, whatever. I'm transparent, whatever. Yeah, this was probably like somewhere around a year and a half ago when J-Chan was still like kind of prominent in the community and Clack was still doing pretty well. Anthony had like a lot of issues with like stuff shipping to him from Clack, and he proved it. There were like J-Chan just like wasn't sending him like any of his stuff, and like I kind of made a joke, and that like J-Chan was like intentionally not shipping Anthony his stuff because at the time it had seemed like on Keycap and through what J-Chan was telling me that Anthony was like harassing him a little bit, which I mean I don't know if I'd go that far. This wasn't a situation I was directly involved in, but I was good friends with J-Chan. I still am friends with him. I talk to him occasionally, not usually about keyboard stuff or anything, but yeah, so like I made a comment in I think the Top Clack Discord or maybe another Discord where like I basically made a joke that J-Chan was hoarding all the stuff that Anthony ordered and wasn't shipping it to him. And I think like ever since then he thought that I was like part of some scheme to like stop J-Chan from like sending Anthony his stuff or something, which I'm gonna be totally honest is 100% untrue. I am not part of anything like that. But yeah, I made that joke and I totally regret it, and it was stupid of me to say. I will definitely admit that. But I don't know. I guess he still thinks that I am a terrible person or something. Whatever. I mean, to each their own. I tried apologizing. He didn't want to talk to me really, so it's whatever. I got nothing against the guy, so. Anyways, I need to find the rest of my Solarized Dark Cap so I can finish this. Okay. Yes. Which is weird to me because I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around people not liking Brian. I don't know, man. I was sometimes I say stupid things, and I said a stupid thing. I'll admit that. It was a bad joke, and it obviously had its consequences, unfortunately. Oh, the chat's overlapping the face cam? Oh, maybe that's what that line was, right? That you guys were talking about earlier? Sorry, I'll fix that right now. That should be better. Holding grudges sucks. You know, it's yeah, it is what it is though. I mean, I already tried apologizing to him, and he clearly doesn't want anything to do with me, and it's his prerogative. I can't be upset about it. A joke is a joke. Yeah. So sometimes it is, and I guess to some people it's not. Keycap does seem really clickish to me. Oh, totally. I have an account, but don't go there. Really, yeah. There's a lot of. I mean, that's just kind of the way the forum world works, though. Like you go around Reddit, and there's a lot of people. I don't mean this in a bad way, but like you go around Reddit, like RMK. There's a lot of people there. A lot of people there. And that's cool, but like a lot of them don't know a whole lot of stuff. Like a lot of them are very new to the hobby, and they just aren't aware of like certain knowledge, and they like to meme and whatever. Like it feels like a younger crowd. You go over to Keycap, you know, people like that make accounts like on site specifically for the hobby. Like those guys like usually know their shit. Like, and with that often comes like a sense of entitlement or like elitism. You know, people thinking that they're just better or whatever. I mean, the site has, you know, a more experienced keyboard enthusiast on average. Like, that's just kind of the way it works. What do people use on the right side for 65%? I don't actually know. Because I never use them. It's like home. Home is the top, right? That's what people do. RMK is very, very memey these days. Keep talk for the win. The UI is light years better. I totally agree. I generally don't use Keycap. I go there at least once a week to check for news topics for Top Clack. Holy crap! Where's my home key? Please, please. I'm about to just start putting random stuff on the side. Anything that fits the profile, because I generally don't care. I'm not going to use any of them anyways. And bam, delete. Delete's going on top. Whatever. Show me that. Page up, page down. There's a page down right there. Row 3, right? Oh wait, no, it's row 2. Whoopsie. Ah, there's... next one I flip over. Row 3, page down. There we go. My opinion is home, page up, page down, end. Makes sense. I can get behind that. Do I not have page up keys? Come on, man. This is driving me nuts. Oh, there's a page up. Ah, it's the right row too. Yeah. Now I need a row 4 something. Come on, show me a row 4 anything. Row 4 alt. There we go. Will that trigger people? So I can't find. Whatever. That's gonna have to do, I think. Oh, I'm gonna put the caps lock on though instead of control. There we go. Oof, that is looking good. Solarized Dark, really the right choice here, I think. Do the proper right column, please. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't see a row 3 delete. Or yeah, row 4. I don't see a row 4 delete. Okay, here's a row 1 home. There we go. That's closer. That's better than the row 1 delete, right? Is this your board or something you're building for someone else? This is something for someone else. Does this set not have a row 4 delete? I have a row 1 delete, a row 2 delete. Wait, is it end? Is it home page up, page down end? Oh, okay, hold on. I might be stupid. I have a row 4 end. For some reason I was thinking it had to be row 4 delete. Okay, there we go. That should be a proper way, right? Alrighty then. Yep, someone else's build. Otherwise, I'd be drinking if it were my build. I'd be drinking this this nice, freshly opened bottle of Monkey Shoulder. But that'll have to wait until I'm done with the build. Oh, hey, Dixie Mech. What's up, man? Good to see you in here. My friend. Oh, yeah, guys. If you guys weren't aware, maybe you missed the episode yesterday and didn't catch the announcement, or you're, you know, maybe not following on Instagram. Keep Talks, or Keep Town's Instagram channel. Top Clack is going to be on Keep Town this Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. So, pretty cool stuff there. We'll get to hang out with the Keep Town guys. That's Woke Chill, Tennis Shoe Ninja, and Dixie Mac. All really cool, fun people. It's going to be a fun time. I'm just going to, you know, casually hang out and do a little interviewing. Top Clack will be on the other side for once. It'll be pretty interesting. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. My row 1 is delete. I'm sorry. I'm not opening that bag up again to find something different. If this were my board, I would program this to be FN. Because I'd never have a reason to use 2 alts. So. Drinking hangout stream? Probably not. Probably not. I'll be hanging out in Discord, maybe playing some video games if anyone wants to hang out. Top Clack Discord link below the stream if you guys want to join us there for anything. Also, YouTube link below the stream. Make sure you sub there if you're not already. But you guys totally are. I know you guys are. Especially you. And you. Let's say a prayer for Brian's Solarized Dark. The switches don't stretch. Yeah, I mean, if they do, they do. Whatever. It would suck if these are the retooled and they do stretch. that'd be a pretty big bummer. The wrist rest triggers you with the width not matched. Yeah, this is more of a 60% wrist rest, and clearly not a 60% board. Cuts off right there at that column. Ooh, speaking of Discord, I need to post this boba drink my wife bought. Ooh. Do a close-up shot of the board. Alright. Let me get some things situated. Trying to do this without making a complete mess. Trying to like pick it up here. There we go. Get a little close up there. I'm assuming these will be like lights that come on. I think that's how that works. I'll take some nice pictures tomorrow probably. So I'll post those to the Discord and probably Reddit too. But yeah, the cyan weight, cyan plate, black case, solarized dark. I think that is quite a winning combo. IMO. Come on, autofocus. Whatever. Ugh. Bear with me for a second, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I guess I'll do a little quick type-a-rooney here. The mic a little closer. I'm about that far away from the mic. My camera, or my the board is. Let me go ahead and mute the music real quick. I'll do a little type-a-rooney here. My hub is acting up again. Yeah, that light's actually oddly bright. Let's make sure all the keys work, which I should have done before reassembling the board. I'm not sure why I didn't do that. Yeah, that one. I'm not sure why I didn't do that, but let's go ahead and do that now. Hopefully I don't have to take this apart again. Or, well, for the first time. Usually I have pretty good luck with this, though. Whoa, what's going on here? Spacebar wasn't clicking for a second. That was odd. Is it because my spacebar is backwards? Is that a thing? It does seem to come oddly close to the edge of the case. Maybe it was just a fluke. Alright, assuming this is supposed to be a function. Put the spacebar on the right way, you heathen. I just did. I just swapped it. Yeah, like it. I don't know. It wasn't clicking the first time I clicked it. That was weird, but it seems totally fine now. Yeah, I don't know. Anomaly, apparently. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little type-a-rooney. Make sure all my keycaps are straight. I didn't twist any of the switches or anything. Looks pretty darn clean. This light is crazy bright though, holy crap. Like, the light is like... I even put the little diffuser thing in there, like that's crazy. Alright. So here's a little brief typing test. That is so clicky, man. If you've never typed on Jades or Navies before, this is like otherworldly. It feels and sounds fantastic because these switches feel so good. Like, there's just the right amount of tactility. It's insanely smooth, like, throughout the entire press. I absolutely love it, man. I absolutely love it. It's so good, man. God, I need to get some of these new... I need to get some new Navies and some new Jades. So good, man. Feels good, sounds good. Hopefully it sounded okay, although I'm sure Twitch butchers the compression. Lump of unworth with a wall of text, whoa. Well, Jesus, I was just watching Anthony's stream and he was talking about how much he hated when people at stores greet him. I said I worked at a store and we have to. Then he basically retold the story, but this time yelled F you to an imaginary salesperson, and he ignored me when I told him. That made me feel like shit. Feels bad, man. That's... wow, that sucks. I'm sorry. That's... yeah, I like when people greet me. I don't know. I mean, I work in customer service too, so... I know the feels, man. I know the feels. I usually greet people, depending on situations. But that's a bummer, man. I'm sorry that happened. Come here. Come into Big Daddy Quake's arms. I'll hold you. We can cuddle a little bit. Assuming you're of age, we can share a little bit of scotch. You are a good person. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Pretty toxic. Yeah, it's a little toxic, yeah. Pretty much anything hateful is like always toxic. It's a bummer. Cpang says, I'm generally not a fan of someone who treats everyday employees like shit for doing their job. Preach, man. Preach. Freaking preach. What switches are in that thing? These are stock, updated box navies. So we got all that clicky goodness. Solarized Dark looking pretty nice. Yeah, this I really want a Canoe, man. The Canoe is... I love the way it looks. I need to figure out a way to turn down this light, though. This is extreme. How's that quote go? Something like, you can tell a lot about a person by how they treat someone who can do nothing for them. That's very true. That's very, very true. What pitch is that? Click? Get a piano tuner? I don't know. I mean, these are... It's so weird. It's unlike any other clicky switch. Like, the click bar is such an interesting innovation. It's like, it's high-pitched, but it's not at the same time. I don't know. It's strange. Techfresh says, okay, to try to separate out the switch, I'm trying to figure out whether to keep my Canoe. Try to separate out the switch? Oh, I see. Like how I feel about the board without the switch. It's a very solid typing experience. I think that really interesting way, particularly how the plate is mounted, is probably why it feels so freaking solid to type on, even though the plate is aluminum. It does feel a little harsher than other aluminum, like top mount plates, for example. So, but I mean, if you really like a really solid typing experience, where like you bottom out and it's like, you know, it's not going anywhere. There's nothing else. It seems pretty good. Like the anodization is also quite nice visually. Feels pretty nice too. I like the design of the Canoe. I don't really see any issues on this one. This particular version, like the weight has like a little imperfection on it. Some white stuff there. Oh, it's gone. All right. Yeah, the weight. I don't know if you can see this. So like the weight, like around here, kind of has like some kind of imperfection, like a little tiny like scratch like around there. I mean, you have to be like right up next to it just to see it. You can't even really see it on camera. Right around there. That wasn't me, by the way. I completely saw that before I even started building this board. But yeah, that's the only imperfection I've seen so far. Everything else looks pretty good. But yeah, no, I mean the Canoe seems like a pretty good board overall. I wish it were 60% though. Need to get me some Solarized Dark? Yes, yes you do. Unworth says, yeah, I thought he was alright, but that just makes me feel like shit because he said F you to an imaginary retail person and I'm a retail person. I feel you, man. I feel you. You are welcome in my home. Yeah, I did say assuming of age, he can share some scotch with me. Hold me and give me milk, I'm only 19. I have some milk too, don't worry. And I got lots of water, I gotta stay hydrated, you know. But the cuddling, that applies regardless. You know it, fam. I welcome all Cube people with open arms, man. I even got a couch that folds out into a bed. Any of you are welcome to come hang out with me. Tier 1 tech support is where souls go to die. Ouch. Just hearing the words box Navy hurts my fingers. They are a little heavy. I mean, I wouldn't say they're definitely not too heavy for me, but like they're starting like to come up on that border of maybe too heavy for me. Pale blues and box whites are for me. Yeah, I totally get that, honestly. The pale blues and box whites, I think all the click bar switches are very good. Unworth says, I love you guys, thanks for the support. We got you, dog. We got you. Is there a way to turn down that spotlight? Spotlight? Oh, this? I know, right? I don't know. I have no idea how to program this thing. Oh, I think I asked earlier, but I never actually looked. Does anyone know what the Canoe uses for programmability? Cpang asks, have you tried doing an over-the-shoulder camera rather than side? I haven't, but it would be incredibly difficult with the way everything I have is set up. I have no idea where I'd actually put the camera. I'd probably have to, like, buy something to stand right here next to me on my left side over here off the camera. And then I have to have like a stand that you know, props it up and then shines or looks down on it. It's something I could definitely think of. I could possibly do that. It just might take a little while. Neron's got a bail. All right. Good luck with your work, man. Thanks for hanging out this whole time. Appreciate that. You love how the board came out? Heck yeah, man. Same. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this for myself now because Solarized Arc looks so good on it. Bootmapper client. It uses Bootmapper client? For real? No way I get that lucky. There's no way. No way I get that lucky. Oh, it does! Okay, that is an FN key. Oh, man. Ah, feels good, man. It's the little things in life, right? Oh, man. Bootmapper client for the win sometimes, you know. Heck yeah. Alright, well that will about wrap it up. I will do a typing test of this either tonight or tomorrow. I will take some pictures for you guys so you can check those out in the Discord. I'll probably post them on Reddit too. So, so yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this whole time. Greatly appreciate that. It's been fun. It's been fun. I like doing these build streams with you guys. Thanks, I'm not gonna let a little salt ruin the whole guacamole, if you know what I mean. Hey man, guacamole needs a little bit of salt anyways. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Heck yeah. What's the attraction of Bootmapper client? It's really easy to use. Yeah, like Gio says, limited options, but it's really easy to use, really simple. Alright guys, I'm going to head out. You guys know the drill. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Discord link and YouTube link under the stream if you want to check those out. Pictures and typing sounds to come in the near future. And as always, make sure to catch our flagship show, the live stream, Top Clack, every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. You can hang out with a Man of Interest and myself as we, you know, bullshit about keyboards and pretend like we know what we're doing. Thank you so much. Catch you guys later. I'll be in Discord, probably playing some games, probably drinking. You guys should join. Lump of Unworth, especially you, so I can tell you how awesome you are. Alright. Mwah. Love you guys.